I was scheduled to do a TB test. And when I tell you I got duped, man. Uh I'm a typical guy. Well, I don't know. I think I'm a typical guy. From what I understand, I've talked to quite a few of my friends and acquaintances. Most men don't like going to the doctor. I hate going to the doctor. I just don't want to get any bad news. You know what I mean? And I know someone's listening saying, well, it's better to get the bad news. So if you have a chance to fix it, you can fix it. I get it. Doesn't mean I want to go to the doctor still. So I got duped. I've got some things that I need to, take care of before I'm 100% legit for this coaching job that I got. But they're allowing me to still coach with the other guys there. I got to knock out the TB test and one other thing, and I'm done. So when I tell you I got duped, I shot over to Kaiser, right, to do what I thought was a TB test. And when I got to Kaiser, uh, I sat down and the lady started pulling out all these vials. And I'm looking at her. I'm not saying anything. Mind you, they got me in a mask. I'm already irritated. Yeah, I'm in a mask. I don't wear masks. I didn't wear masks in COVID. Uh, and So I'm at this hospital and they're like, you're right next to the COVID center where they treat COVID, so you're going to need to wear a mask. So I was already irritated. But I'm sitting there and she pulls out 8 vials. And I said, what's that for? She said, oh, that's for you. Your doctor ordered a bunch of tests. And I said, no, 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 I'm here for the TB test. And she says, no, I know. But your doctor says it's been a little while since you've had any blood drawn, and we need to run a bunch of tests on you. Make sure you're healthy. And I said, 8 vials of blood? And she said, you'll be fine. And man, do I hate needles. Guys, I hate needles with a passion. Um, don't know what it is. Always hated needles. So she says, "Are you going to be cool? Do you pass out with needles?" I said, "No, just give me a heads up when you're about to stick me, and then so I can prepare myself." She says, "Okay." Now, mind you, not only am I thinking about this needle that's about to go in me, I'm also thinking about how long it's going to be inside my arm because they're going to pull. I don't know if they're pints or vial. I call them vials, but maybe they're pints. But they're going to pull not a pint of blood. They're going to pull a vial of blood, 8 of them. And so she's just going, right? But now I'm also thinking, what tests are they running? And am I going to get some bad news? Like, I start panicking in my head. I start overthinking everything. Like, oh my God, what am I being tested for? I didn't come in here for this. And now I'm starting to overthink everything. Like, they're going to call me back after my test results and say, hey, we need to talk. Something's wrong. And I'm literally starting to think about all that and I'm kind of panicking. Anyways, they start taking blood. Uh, that thing is taking a while to fill these vials up. And I think about the fourth violin. I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's these pictures of puppies on the wall right in front of me. I just start staring at these puppies. And trying to focus on something else, but it's not working. Anyways, I get through it. I let my bitch voice win for a little bit and then I manned up and I went ahead and got through it. So anyways, got through it. I had to coach later that day. So I asked the lady, I'm like, is this gonna make me lightheaded? Is this gonna affect me coaching? She's like, no, just drink a lot of water, and do you feel okay? I said, no, I feel fine. And she's like, okay, then you should be fine. I don't think they gave me the TB test. I'm almost positive they didn't because I know that they're supposed to like scratch an area and then they're supposed to leave a bandage on my arm and there's supposed to be like a little bubble that's supposed to stay there or whatnot. And I think they forgot to do that. I think they were so hell bent on getting me to do all these tests that they forgot to do it. So I'm probably gonna have to go back and get that done. And that's kind of irritating, but whatever. So here's what they got me for, man. And thank God I'm in the green on everything. Your boy is in good, good shape, really good shape. And I'm very happy about that because I feel like it's a testament to everything that I talk to you guys about on here. I'm always talking about, taking care of yourself and exercising and lifting and training. And how bad would it have been if I would have come on here and say, all my numbers are jacked up, everything's off. I'm in the red, I'm in the red, I'm in the red, and everything's messed up, and it's not looking good for me. Um, so I feel great. I feel even better now that I got my. It's pretty cool how you get your results now. They literally send them to your inbox on the Casa Permanente app, so you actually get the numbers and you see the scales of whatnot of what your numbers are. And I think it's really awesome. It never used to be like that. You used to have to go back in and then they would go through and print out the paperwork. It's not like that no more. So I don't know how to say all these, but this is what I was tested for. My creatine and calculated glum glomerular filtration rate, I'm in the green there. My thyroid stimulating hormone, I'm in the green there. Non-fasting lipid panel, I'm in the green there. Alanine aminotransferase, I believe I don't know what that is. I'm in the green there. My prostate specific antigen PSA screen, I'm in the green there. My CBC complete blood count, in the green there. My white blood cell differential, I'm in the green. Hepatitis C antibody, I'm in the green. HIV screen, I'm good. Um, yeah, so that's everything that they tested me for, and I'm good. And I gotta tell you, man, I didn't know I was going in there for all that. So when I tell you that these results started coming in, I was like, I even told my ex-wife because she happened to be there when they were coming in. I'm like, here, you read those. I can't look at these. I don't want to even look at these. You look at them. You tell me if I'm in trouble. And she started going through them. She's like, "You're fine." She's like, "Why would you not be fine? You're always, you're always exercising, doing what you do. You take care of yourself." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but you never know. There's a lot of people who are healthy and exercise and train every day, and then they just drop dead one day, and everything's fine." So, anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and it's just a testament for everything that I talk about on this podcast about taking care of yourself, your health, and by no means am I perfect. I have a lot to work on. Um, I don't think I'm ever going to be happy with where I'm at, which means I'm going to just continue to work. By all means, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to have a swimmer's body. I'm not trying to be whatever. I'm just trying to be healthy and I'm trying to get to a point where I look in the mirror and I'm 100% happy with what I see. And I think I'm about 70% right now where I'm at. And 30% is going to be hard. So anyways, your boy's good. And I'm happy about that. Anyways, this is episode 165 of the Perfect Mess podcast. And I'm really glad that you guys are tuned in right now. Thank you for bearing with me over the last, going on 2 weeks now. I've been dropping episodes back on my schedule now. I have just had to readjust my life because I did not know that I was going to be a full-time head coach. I believed I was going to be there to help here and there, um, but it's been more than that, and I am not complaining. By all means, I'm enjoying it. I just needed to make sure that I can get that schedule down and start readjusting my life to fit the new edition. So, anyways, we had our first game on Friday. Came up short, but I'll tell you what, man, we are we are a very young varsity team. We have a lot of freshmen and sophomores on this team, and a lot of kids who've never really played baseball. Um, we have a ton of kids out for grades, academic reasons. Um, and we have a kid out for an injury. We have a kid out for a vacation. So, we have just a lot going on. We have enough kids out to field another team. That's how many kids we have out. So when I tell you this first game was a little nerve-wracking in the beginning because we had just enough to play the game, and then we had another kid show up, um, so we were okay. Man, it's like anything in baseball. For those of you who have coached baseball, maybe you've played baseball, you know how it goes, man. When you have a team that doesn't have a whole lot of experience, if you're a coach, you've got to coach your ass off, meaning you've got to find a way to get these guys to compete and hang in there. So that's what I was doing, and we did. We hung in there for a good minute, man. And I was very proud of these guys. And what you try to avoid with a team like that is you try to avoid the disastrous one inning where everything falls apart and the wheels come off. Mm. And for 4 innings, we play 7 innings. For 4 innings, we did that, and then the wheels fell off. Um, and we gave up, I want to say 5 runs, and we were up 2-1, and then we ended up being down 6-2. Uh, and then we made it 6-3, and then they scored 2 more runs. But here's the thing. This is what I told my kids. I said, guys, I'm so proud of you because a lot of you guys have never even played baseball before. Now we've got a couple of veterans here that are very skilled and they kept us in the game. Um, but with the few key plays from you guys who were very nervous playing, who shook your jitters and made a couple of plays, those couple of plays kept us in the game. Now I want to explain something to you. If you take that one inning out of the game, the one inning where we made those couple of errors, this game is 3-3 because we gave up 5 runs that inning. We lost 8-3. Now, if you take away those two errors in that inning, we are out of that inning and we end up tying the game up, and it's 3-3. So when I tell you I'm proud of you, I'm proud of you because a lot of you guys, this was your very first time competing in a baseball game, I said. And for the veterans, you had a very hefty job to do. You had to step in and really be a leader. You had to be a coach on the field. And you did that. And I'm very, very proud of you guys. You guys were aggressive on the base pads. You listened. When I told you, hey, I need you to do this, whatever, even if you weren't able to do it, you tried. And that's all I'm asking from you guys. So I showed them, and I told them about the scores of all these games from these other high schools, how they've been like 33-0 or 26-2. And I said, that's not us. I said, so I'll take an 8-3 loss for the first game. I will, because we're going to get better. I believe that. And if we can get better with who we have now, by the time we get our other players back, we should be in a good position to really go out there and try to go, get on a run and try to win this thing. I believe in that. That's the competitive side of me. I believe that we have enough talent when we are at full capacity to compete. Which leads me to the type of person I am, the type of it doesn't mean the type of coach I am or whatever. It just means the type of man that I am. I am a very competitive man by nature. Okay. Um, when I coach, I it is my duty as a coach to try and get everything out of you as a player. If you're struggling to believe in yourself, if you're struggling at a certain skill that you're trying to learn, it is my job to get you to that level to where you can compete. It is my job to get your confidence up and to help you get there. And I don't apologize for being that way. Um, I had a kid come up to me and I asked him how he felt about bunting. And he said, I don't feel confident. I said, why? He goes, because I don't believe I can do it. And I said, if I'm looking at you and I tell you that I believe in you, which is why I'm asking you to bunt, why don't you have enough confidence? You have to get to a point where you see what I see in you. You have so much potential, but you have to believe in yourself. I can't want it more than you. I can't believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And this kid, I do believe he's going to be a baller. Once he breaks through, once he makes that first play, he's going to shake his nervousness. he'll get his confidence. And that's what it takes. It takes one play for a kid or whoever it is to finally say, "Oh, wow, I did it. I can do this." If you've never hit and you struggle with batting and then you finally get on base, doesn't matter if it was a dinker or a little ground ball past the second baseman or whatever is a fly ball that was dropped. You did it, you got on base. Now you can build on that. And I believe that this kid and the other kids that I coach, all they need to do is make one play and they will have their confidence. And we had a couple of kids do that. We had a couple of kids catch a fly ball in the outfield that, uh, I, can I be honest? I would have banked on it that they weren't going to catch the balls. And they did. They came up with the play, and you could tell it was one of their first plays ever because they were excited on a fly ball. And for me, I love seeing kids getting happy about that. Now it's my duty to say, okay, now we've made the play. Now the next time it happens, let's act like we've done this before, which means lock in. Okay. No need to celebrate every time we make a catch. Now we make the next catch, we get it back in, and we're ready for the next play. That is my job as a coach. I don't apologize for that. It's my job to teach you how the game's supposed to be played and how to compete. I say that to say this. I last week I was told that someone had said, I don't know about Coach Ray. I think he's too competitive, you know, and I don't know what that is. Now, hear me out. I'm not a fan of coaches who are running around cussing and shaming kids in front of people. I've been around coaches like that and I don't like it. And if anybody coaches like that around me, I'm like, hey, you need to relax. Okay? Like you get a little out of hand. So I'm not a fan of that. But I when I look at the situation that we're in, like for instance, this is now high school varsity baseball. This isn't little league. This isn't pony league. This is high school varsity baseball, where there are legitimately kids who are trying to go and play college baseball. They're trying to get a scholarship. They're trying to stack their stats so they can possibly get an offer or go walk on and play somewhere. So it is competitive, very competitive. I don't know that it gets any more competitive. So when I was told this, I very calmly said, I hear you, but with all due respect, this is varsity baseball. All right. It's competitive. I won't back down from that. It's competitive. And I'll do you one up. We can get on the phone with the other varsity coaches that I know from other high schools, and we can ask them that. And I guarantee you they will say, yeah, this is competitive. This isn't little Johnny gets to play 3 innings and then little Frankie gets to go in for an inning and then little Bobby gets a bat and at bat as well. That's not what this is. And I don't apologize for that. I don't. I will not apologize for that. It is competitive. Um, that's it. I used to tell the kids when I was, coaching at another league I was at, especially, the kids and the juniors that were a year away from going to high school. I would tell them, I'm like, listen, man, you go to high school, depending on where you go, like if you go to a good high school that has a good baseball team, you could get a uniform and just be clean and pretty for the photos and never get an at bat all year. You're good enough to make the team, but you may not get 1 inning in. And they looked at me like I was lying. I said, I am not lying with you. I'm not lying to you. I've been on teams in high school where there were kids on the team that never saw the light of day. Good ball players, but we had so many good ball players that unless someone didn't make grades or someone got hurt, they weren't seeing the field. It is what it is. So I will never apologize for being competitive. And that goes with being competitive in life, period, not just in coaching. Like I don't apologize for being like that in my life. Um, and I know that, over the last 7 or 8 years, I have made some very drastic changes in my life. And I am not the person that I used to be. And I'm okay with that. I like this version of me. All right. Because this version of me has put me in a better position. It has made my life better than what it used to be. And it has given me opportunities that I probably wouldn't have had I been the old version. It's the truth. So when I go to the gym and I train, or when I take my kids and we train, I don't apologize for pushing. Now, I'm not a jerk, but I will push. Because if you tell me you want to do these great things that other great athletes do, then I'm going to let you know and show you every day. These people, these athletes that you follow, this is what they're doing. While you're running around with your girlfriend or you're going out and you're doing this on Friday night and doing all the things you're doing, this is what they are doing. So if you want that, you've got to go a whole different route. Now, if you don't really want it, then that's fine. But if you want that and you express to me that you want that, then I'm going to do everything I can to remind you, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I'm only going to do it a few times. And then I'm just going to be like, well, it seems like I want this for you more than you want it. So I'm done. That's a part of me that I don't apologize for because it's my job as a father, it's my job to push when they need it, not to relive some dream of for me through them, but to push them to be great because they've expressed that they also uh, want to do these things. Every day, I share inspirational things with my kids. My kids are sleeping right now, but they would tell you I send them inspirational quotes and videos from athletes who are on podcasts, who are talking, who people put up like memes with quotes from them. I share them every day with them because I want them to see and listen to what these other artists, I mean, these other athletes that they follow, what they're saying, how they talk. I don't want them to just hear it from me. I never went pro. I never played pro. I never even got close to playing pro baseball. I always knew that I wasn't really going to be in my car. I just knew I didn't have the support cast to get me there. I just didn't. But my kids do. Their mom does so much for them behind the scenes that you guys have no idea. She does everything to put them in a better position. She does. And I'd be lying if she hasn't helped me as well with regards to getting these boys in the right position because she knows I need to be there to help make things work as well. They have the supporting cast. And then for me, it's the discipline. It's the push when you don't want to go. It's the nudge when you say you're tired or you're sore. It's the reminder when you kind of forgot or you're pushing it off, hoping no one's going to remind you. And then it's doing things side by side with you. And then it's doing things when everything's about to fall apart. I step in and say, Does, do we need help? Which is how I got in the situation that I'm in right now. I'm okay with that responsibility. It's not very easy. And some days, you come off as the bad guy. It is. Some days you come off as the bad guy, but that's the story, man. When you listen to these other athletes talk who are great, they will tell you, man, my dad pushed me so hard, man. He was so tough on me, but I needed it. I was thankful that we got up early those days to do the work that I didn't want to do. I was glad that, they drove hours, took flights with me to go play these games, these tournaments that I needed to be a part of to get my skills up. I'm glad my mom was always making sure that I looked good, scrubbing my pants, getting my uniform done and ready, making sure that we had, food to eat in between games. I'm glad that when I wanted a day off, my dad said, okay, you can have a day off, but let me get you for 30 minutes. Let's go handle this. Even when I didn't want to. When you are pushing on those types of days, you're not always looked at as the good guy. Sometimes there's tension, and I don't know that that would have been me 8 years ago, but it is me now. And I know God's timing is flawless. And I believe that everything that I went through and all the work that I did prior to this, it was to set me up for where I'm at right now with my children, to be that leader, to be to be the guide to get them and to stay on the right path. You know, my buddy Frank Gailey sent me a message and he said he was so proud of me. He said, this is what it's all about because we played his son on Friday. He said, you have been training these boys since they were babies, and it shows now. Like, this is what it's all about. Everything you've been doing, now they're showcasing it. And he's right. And I appreciated him for saying that. Um, I'm okay with not being, you know, I'm okay with being the bad guy, sometimes I get it. Sometimes I got to do the dirty work and push you. I'm okay with that. They're like, I get it. But I believe that in the long run, you're going to come back and say, you know what? I appreciate you. Thank you. Because I needed that. I needed those pushes, those nudges on days that I didn't want to do the work. I've had not just my kids say that, but I've also had kids that I coach say that. And this reflects in just my everyday life as well. I I just I guess I'm sharing this with you guys because I don't want you guys to tweak who you are to fit a narrative or to fit somebody's mold or to fit someone's opinion about you. Don't tweak your who you are. Be exactly who you're supposed to be. I say that to everybody in my life, even people that I meet when when people like just meeting people, they're like, "Oh, I'm this way. You probably won't like me, this and that, or I do this, and maybe that's not, something that you're into, or all kinds of things, whatever." And they're just like, "I'm sure that's not your cup of tea." And I'm like, "Listen, I just want you to be exactly who you are. I'm not here you know, to change anybody. Be exact. Don't try to be something to make me like you or make me tolerate you, or because you just know that we won't have any conflict if you're this way around me. I want you to be who you are. Be who you are around everybody else. Be that person around me. And then we can just let the chips fall where they may. Because I'm not going to change who I am at all. I am confident. I am firm in what I believe in. I am uh I'm stern. I have my views on the world. I'm not afraid to share them if you ask me. I don't care if it upsets people. I don't care that Maybe I will lose a potential friend, a potential relationship. I don't. I am going to be 100% authentic to who I am. And then I will let the chips fall where they may. You're not for everybody. You're not. Like, you're just not for everybody. And if you're going to live life and you're going to keep tweaking who you are every time you meet somebody or every time you're around somebody and they don't like the way you do a certain thing, then you're never just going to be authentically who you are. You're never going to be happy. Listen, to switch gears, I'm still single to this day. Still single. I had someone tell me, "Well, this is why you're single because you won't change or you won't bend or tweak anything about yourself." I said, "I'm not going to change. The right person is out there for me. I firmly believe it. I'm not worried about finding them. I've fallen off the horse quite a few times. And then you know what I do? I get back. I just told my buddy that. I just told Trey that the other day. I said, fell off the horse, getting back on the horse. I'm about to go here. Let me know how it goes, bro. I said, right on, I will, man. I fall off the horse all the time. And I get back on, give it another shot. Because I know with regards to that part of my life, that person is out there. Just haven't met him yet. I had another person tell me, "Oh, why you bullshitting? Like I heard you did have a girlfriend. I heard you were dating someone." And I said, "Okay, what makes you think that?" I've never shared a woman on my Instagram at all. My kids have never met anybody. They've never met my family, never met my mom. There's not one woman since my divorce that has met my mom, met my kids, nothing. Not one. I said, so I don't know what you're hearing about me, but until that happens and until my kids have met somebody, I don't have a girlfriend. I date. And I'm very open about that. I do date. And I will date until I find the right person. I know what I'm looking for, just haven't found it. And I'm not actively looking. I'm just, as opportunities come, I have learned to not shut things down. I open myself up and I will go and have a drink, have coffee, kind of do the routine, and hopefully something catches my ear, catches my brain stimulation. Notice how I didn't say my eye. Catching an eye is easy, easy. There are a lot of women out there that I look at and see that I'm like, wow. But man, like I've told so many people this, that's the easy part, man. That's easy. Just like I've talked to you guys about the physical attraction, all that stuff is easy. I'm waiting for someone to catch me here, right in the brain, stimulate that for me, And until that happens, it's cool. I'll continue you know, to do what I do, you know. But getting back to the point, I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not, you know. I like what I like. I'm competitive. I can be aggressive when I coach. I can be very aggressive in the gym. I can be a very active, passionate father. Um, the things that I teach my kids, not everybody's a fan of. Um, like taking them to the gun range. We recently went again, and yet again, I had people messaging me saying that they don't agree with that, and that's fine. I am not going to change who I am. I'm not going to change what I'm teaching my children. They are my children. This is our lives. Okay. I know that my kids work hard. I know that they have a full schedule, that they do jujitsu, that they do baseball, that they do travel baseball, that they go to the gym and they work out, that they have all these other things that they do. I'm okay with that. I'm not changing anything. I don't apologize for that. And I know that I have a very strong personality. I've been told I'm very intimidating. I had someone recently tell me that they didn't think I would be interested in them because I'm intimidating. I said, "Why would you say I'm intimidating? We haven't even met." And they said, "Because I've been to your Instagram. Um, and you do a lot of stuff and it's intimidating." I said, "Well, that means it's just intimidating for the wrong person." And she was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, if you're intimidated by me just by looking at my Instagram and everything that I do, then you're not the right person for me." And she was like, "Well, I mean, you just have so much going on. Like, you have a podcast, you have you're coaching baseball. Looks like you do high school, and then you also got, travel ball." She's like, it looks like you're very active in the gym, you're training your kids. I mean, you just do so much. And I don't know that I could keep up with that. Like, it's kind of intimidating. I said, "Well, that's my life. That's who I am. I won't change it. That's if you're intimidated by me, then you're not the person for me." And I'm actually kind of glad we didn't go have coffee. I'm not going to tweak who I am, guys. It's just not going to happen. I'm okay with things not working out with people. That's just the way it is. All right. Um, I'm okay with it. You know, I have gone out with numerous different types of people that I knew from the jump weren't going to work out. But I went anyway because maybe something will happen. Maybe I'll be surprised, you know? And until now, still everything's kind of went the way I thought it was going to go. Again, I'm not going to change who I am. I like this version of me, and there is a person out there who's also going to like and fall in love with this version of me. And when that happens, I'm here for it. But I don't make any apologies for the type of man that I am. All right. I'm stronger than I've ever been. I'm healthier. I am more confident than I've ever been. Uh, I am a better father than I ever imagined I could be. And yeah, I fumble from time to time, but that's life. The one thing I do always do is I get back on the horse and I get back at it. So I I hope that when you listen to this podcast in this particular episode, that if you find yourself changing things about yourself or tweaking who you are to fit whoever you're going out on a date with or whatever situation you're in, whether it be a job or a new friend that you made or whatever it is, don't do that. Don't disrespect yourself like that. Make sure that the people that are around you because they like who you are, even if they don't agree with it. I have plenty of people in my life that they do certain things that I don't agree with that I wouldn't do, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. But you know why I appreciate that? Because they are 100% who they are. And I like that. I like authenticity. I can respect it. And hopefully, you guys hearing this about me and who I am, hopefully you can respect it. So, anyways, that's all I got, guys. I just wanted to catch up with you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I really appreciate you guys supporting the podcast. And I will get back on this schedule here, man. We have our second game coming up on Wednesday, so I'm excited about that. I love you guys, man. And like I always say, my website is raymolina.com. Make sure to bookmark it. Check it out. There is a website, there is a shop on there where you can buy merchandise. You can listen to the podcast, watch the podcast. You can read reviews. You can read blogs that I write on there. Again, that's raymolina.com. Make sure to bookmark that. The IG and TikTok for the podcast is at the Perfect Mess Pod, and the IG and TikTok for my personal account is at It's Ray Molina. All right. The YouTube is youtube.com/the perfect mess pod. If you're on there watching, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell on the bottom right corner so you get all the notifications for every clip or story or short or full episode of the podcast that I share. You'll get all the notifications. Please subscribe and share. Thank you so much. We're growing. It's slow, but we're growing, and I appreciate you guys. I am on Twitter/X, and my handle there is at I am Ray Molina. I am on Rumble. I am on Clubhouse. I am on Snapchat. Just search the Perfect Mess Podcast or Ray Molina, and you will find me. All right. Other than that, if you'd like to donate, not necessary, but if you would, I have a Cash App. It is $ It's Ray Molina, and my Venmo is at It's Ray Molina. That is all I have. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much, and thanks for tuning in. All right. Like I always say, my life isn't perfect. Oftentimes it is a mess, but for me, it is a perfect mess. Peace.